Hi, ma'am.
Hello, hi Sampath. Should we wait for Ravi to also to join and then get started?
He said he has some headache, so he's not coming to the class.
Okay, Sampath, we can get it started. Anyways, recording will be there, right? You can go through that, and in case of any doubts, you can connect with us.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you please go ahead and share the screen? Yesterday, I went through that error. Okay. It was the permission issue only. We had to add the permission for that app service in the subscription. Okay. So let me also show you that how we can give the permission. You can, you can open the Azure portal.
Oh, Azure Portal?
Yes. Yeah, you can just type in portal.azure.com also. Yeah, that one. Microsoft Azure Portal, portal.azure.com. Yeah, this is also fine. But anyways, this will also take you to that only.
Oh, I don't know what happened, but my entire Chrome has reset. Like everything has gone. I don't know what happened to my Chrome.
Yeah, usually that happens if you are using a new session kind of a thing, or if you would have deleted any kind of a cookies, then whatever you have bookmarked, even that will go off. Now that is a new feature in Chrome, so it will erase everything from you. This happened recently for me also.
Oh, I did in my iPhone, like for Safari, but I was not done for my Chrome. I don't know. Oh,
Okay.
that's the reason, I think.
Yeah. Can you use Ravi's account only? Because
Okay, yeah.
yeah, we'll
Oh, just a
you want
second. I don't have his logins.
one second. Let me send you. I do have it. Email ID and then this is the password.
Okay.
Yeah. So here, let's go to Azure Active Directory.
Okay.
You see here, let's go to the app registrations. Right now, I have already given the access, okay, but let me show you where we can give the access, okay. So right now, once you create the new app registrations, we will have to provide the access in subscription level, okay. So right now you see
Okay.
app to app service, these 4, right? Let's go to the
Yeah.
subscriptions. Click on home,
So,
let's go to the subscriptions. Yes, subscription. Yeah, click on that subscription. And then go to access control. Here you will have to go to add role assignment.
okay.
You will have to select the role first, okay. So right now what I did was I have given the owner access to that particular resource. You can click on owner.
View.
Yeah, no, just click on owner and click on next. First is we need to select which role we are going to give and then click on next.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, user, group or service principal is selected, right? So there you
Yeah.
will have to click on select members. We'll be selecting the user service principal. Yeah, here, okay, members will be automatically displayed, but service principal you will have to type. That means you will have to type the name of the service, okay, that we have created. That is the app service, app registration. So you can just type in app service. Yeah, see, you are seeing that one, right? Yeah, just
Yeah.
select that.
Okay.
And then click on review and assign, because we have already given the permission role and we have given to which scope, right? So the scope, one moment. The error, if you notice yesterday, what it was saying was the application ID what we created does not have the permission to go to this particular subscription scope, right? So now
Yeah.
you see under scope, it is showing you subscriptions and the subscription ID. So right now we have given that particular app the access to go ahead and display or do whatever owner permissions we have given, right? So it will have all the capabilities to do on this subscription level. That is what it means, okay? You can click on review and assign. But mostly it will show you error because I have already given the access to that particular app service.
Okay.
Okay, now let's go to the Azure DevOps and then try to add the service connection.
Oh, it's taken Ravi Azure DevOps. I need to sign in, right?
Yeah, you need to sign in because you have those.
Yeah.
Click on the organization. It says dev.azure.com Sampath Kumar test, right? Click on that. Yeah, that is also fine. Let's go to the project settings. Service connections. Yeah, you can give Azure Resource Manager. Yeah. So now I think, yeah, click on manual. Next. We need to have all those details. Okay, you will have to copy the subscription ID, subscription name. Go to overview. Yeah, there. Here, copy the subscription ID and subscription name. Okay, copy the subscription name. Beside that only, yes, yeah, copy that. Okay, let's go to app service. We'll have to go to Azure Active Directory and then go to the app registrations. Select app service. I think you don't have the secret, right, for app service.
I think I have the, it says 3 secrets, but I only have second one, I think.
Yeah, that's okay. Even if you have one also, that is fine. I think I created one. Yeah, give the ID there, app ID.
I think it should have it.
Yeah, copy that. I think there is a space at the end, okay? You will have to remove the space.
Okay.
No, it's better you remove it from the while copying only.
Okay. I don't know why it's. I'll just type F.
Okay. Tenant ID. Yeah, you can copy the directory ID. Yeah, copy that. Okay, click on verify.
I think maybe the key
That
is
token
wrong.
key. Yeah. We can generate a new key also, not a problem.
Okay.
Let's go to app service. No, tenant ID was fine. We'll have to generate the key, right?
Oh, I'm sorry, my fault.
No problem. Yes. Click on new client secret only, because once you create, right, it will not show you the value again. Yeah, that is fine. Yeah, copy the key. Service principal key. Yeah, tenant ID. Yeah. Verify.
Yeah.
Okay, now the verification is succeeded. You can create the service connection name. You can give app service. Usually connection name, we will be naming it as dev, prod, QA, like that. Okay. So right now it is for demo. We are giving it as app service.
Oh,
Yeah.
we give like dev. I didn't get
Dev.
that.
Yeah, let's give dev only so that you will also know how we are using it on real time, right?
Okay, dev.
Dev, and click on under security, you click on the checkbox to grant access. Yeah. Verify and save. It is already verified. Okay. Now let's.
Do I need to save it?
No, not required.
Okay.
Let's go to the pipelines now, to the release pipelines and releases.
Okay, just a second. I press pipeline, release pipelines.
Okay, and did you check if you're having access to MS hosted agents? Okay, let's do that. Go to edit.
Go to here.
Yeah, here only edit.
Agents.
Yeah, one job, one task. Please click on that link. Go to Azure App Service Deploy. Okay, connection type is Azure Resource Manager. Okay. Yeah, select from the drop down, select the dev. Now you see, you're seeing the dev, right?
Yeah.
Okay, scroll down, web app on Windows, that's okay. Select the app service name. Yeah, that is the one
Yeah.
we created.
Yeah.
And package or folder, click on the three dots.
This one. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Open that CI. This is the output. No, not yet. Open the drop.
Okay.
You select the zip file here, web app.zip.
Okay.
Then click on OK. Yeah, you can close this. It is already selected. Okay. Now you can click on save. Okay. The click on save. We'll go through the other options. Meanwhile, let's go to agent job. Can you click on agent job? Run on agent. Yes. Yeah. Above the task, you see agent job, right? Yeah. Below that.
This.
To select the that one below
Oh
that.
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So that we'll see if we can make use of MS hosted agent. Scroll up. Scroll up. I think here we have given default, right? We are trying to use our laptop, but let's go ahead and give the MS hosted one. Select the drop down. Click Azure Pipelines. Let's see if you have the access. Yeah, Azure, agent specification. Scroll down and click on Windows 2022. Okay, just click on save. So after saving, it's a create release. Okay, click on create release.
Create.
Create release. Beside the save button, you see create release.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, scroll down. That is okay. Yeah, go to
It
the
says release one has been created.
yeah. Let's go to the release one. So this is how you will be creating the releases. Okay. So in build,
Okay. Yeah.
save and queue. But here, when you come to the releases, you will have to click on create release. Yeah. Now you can go to the release one. You can close this one. You can close this one. It'll just give you the overview. Now it is saying not deployed, one error. That means you don't have the access yet. See, under the dev, right, you're seeing it is not deployed and one error, right? Can you click on that one error? No, close this one. See, no hosted parallelism has purchased or granted, right?
Yeah.
So we'll have to start our default agent only. Okay, that's okay. Can you go to your downloads and run.cmd, and then we'll come and change it in the pipeline also. Yeah, open this. Yeah, it is. Yeah, meanwhile, this is up. We can go ahead to the pipeline and edit the pipeline to consider default. Yeah, you can minimize this. Let's go to the releases.
Oh, you said releases.
Yeah. Edit, release. Go to one job, one task, agent job, and change the agent pool. Default. Okay. Save. And then create release. Yeah. Go to the release 2. There is a small link, right? Release 2 has been created. Yeah. Go to release 2.
Okay.
Okay.
It says
Now
queued.
click on logs actually.
Logs. Okay.
Yeah, there only in the dev stage, you see an option to click the logs actually. Close this one. No, not there, not there. Close this release 2 screen. Yeah, close
Okay.
that. Now hover on dev. Dev. Yeah, you see logs there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, listening to jobs. Why is it showing? Okay, minimize this, minimize this. Okay, okay. It is waiting for running jobs to finish. Why means, can you go to the pipelines? Normal pipelines, not this one.
Oh, okay.
Build pipeline. Usually this is called as build pipeline. See, now you see Azure DevOps CI is running, no? The first one, Azure DevOps CI.
Yeah.
Yeah, click on that. Okay, it is running. Maybe we have just made the, okay, we have scheduled it. No, we had scheduled it for a particular time, right? I think every Monday or on every Monday sometime it has to trigger automatically, right? So that is what it is
Yeah.
showing you scheduled for. Okay, we can cancel this. Click on that. Yeah, click on cancel. Yes. Yeah, it is cancelled. It is cancelled. Now, if you go to the releases, it would have taken this agent. Yeah, go to release 2. It is saying waiting in default queue only, but yeah, it will refresh. It will refresh. Just refresh here. Click on refresh. Because we have only one system, right? So it cannot accommodate 2 jobs.
Yeah.
Go back to the pipelines. Let's see if it is cancelled. Because as soon as it is cancelled, it should come up here. Yeah, go to DevOps CI. Yeah, it is cancelled only. Go inside the job. Yeah, it is still queued. Huh? Go to agent job 1. Okay, okay. Receiving, what is this? Why is it waiting on the agent to receive and acknowledge the request? Huh?
Yeah. Maybe do I need to run it again?
Hmm. No, go back. Let's go ahead and delete this one. Click on 3 dots. Let's delete. Now, can you see the run dot command? More of, yeah, run dot command. What is it showing? Listening for jobs only, no, but it does not have any job yet. Okay, minimize this. Yeah, there you click on delete. It is still running if you see. Now it got cancelled. Oh, what happened was we have given the, okay, now it is deleted. Now let's go to the releases. I thought there was another schedule which just got started. So that is the reason. Now it queued. Refresh. Okay. Why it is not showing? Click on that link, learn more. Okay, in case if you want to have the parallel jobs, right, it is asking you, you will have to configure and you will have to pay for it. That is the other option that we don't want to do. Just scroll down. Okay, they have just, okay. Go to the self-hosted column. not the number of agents registered. So it is telling if you want to enable the parallelism, right, you have to, like, it'll be based on the number of jobs that you're running, not based on how many number of servers, that is the self-hosted agents that we are registering. Okay, so let's not enable it because we are using the free this thing, right?
Okay.
Let's go back to the pipelines and see. I think we'll have to wait for some time until it gets picked up. Click the refresh button. Okay, click on edit. Let's see if we have any parallelism declared. Edit pipeline. So now they have a lot of restrictions in Azure DevOps. Okay, so before we had everything for free, but because there are more people using it, maybe they've made the restrictions. Go to this is parallelism. Yeah, go to one job, one task. Go to agent job. Okay, just scroll down. We have not used parallelism. See, under the parallelism, you see none, right? Under the parallelism option, you see none, right? We have not selected. A little bit above, little bit above. Yeah.
Yeah, none.
Execution plan, none we have given. So we have not allowed that. So it should not affect us. Maybe we already had the pipeline running, right? So that is the reason it is taking. Let's do one thing. Go to command.exe. Close this one. Close this one and let's go back to pipelines and cancel that also. Let's go to releases. Yeah, now go to release. Okay, go to release one. Release one. It's something. Yeah, go to release one. Okay, it was running release one. Maybe that is the reason it was taking time. Okay, see, this got completed. No, before we did not have this. Okay, go back. Go back. Let's go to release 2. Okay, now go to run dot command and let's start the, yeah, open this one. Let's see. Once you open, it will automatically, it should pick. Okay, now let's see, it picked one. Yeah, this got in progress, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, now let's click on the logs.
Logs?
Logs, yeah, close this one.
Yeah.
Close this tab. Yeah, click on logs. Okay.
Oh.
Refresh once.
It says 42 like seconds.
Second, yeah, it is just running it. Go to the run dot command. Let's see what is it showing. I think it was showing something, right? Some error or something. No, it is running the job. Okay. Okay, yeah, it is processing. It is deploying actually. Okay. So now let's go to the Azure portal. So here, let's go to the app service. So go to home, app services, app services. No, not that default directory, not this one. This is app registration. We'll have to go
Okay.
to app service. Below, above, little above.
Oh,
Above,
I got it.
yeah. Click on this. Click on the app service demo. Now click on the URL here. Now you see that your application got deployed to this app service and you're able to see the same output that you got when you're running it locally, right?
Yeah.
So this is how, this means that you have got your application deployed into your app service. So
Okay.
got it right. So this seems little more easier because during earlier days, we used to do the deployment in the virtual machine also. Okay, so there are many deployment options. Like when we went for the publish, right? When we went for the app publish, it was showing us different options. Like you can publish your output in the Azure app service or in the IAS admin or in the just the folder also. So all those things it used to show. So those are the different types of deployments that you can go ahead and do it. Okay. But from the DevOps perspective, what is that you will have to know is that you will have to know the different deployment options so that you can automate those things under your release pipelines. Okay. So right now we are doing it on the Azure App Service. That is the reason we are using only one task called as Azure App Service and configuring it, then deploying it. Okay. But this will not be the same when you're actually working on it. So when you're working on it, they'll tell you that they'll give you the steps. They'll tell you how they are going to do the releases and what is that application. Right now we have a single application. Okay. When you're working on it, they might have different app services for different applications. Okay, so I'll be
Oh,
sharing the different release pipelines, build pipelines, whatever I am using in my current organization later on, so that you will be having a knowledge on how it is actually working in the production environment. Okay.
okay.
So this is about your Azure pipelines, which is build and release pipelines, both. Okay. I think we have not yet covered all the aspects of release pipelines, right? We just came inside and then saw the running of the release pipeline. We did not go through all the options, is it?
Yeah. We didn't go anything.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and see what all release pipeline has and where do we use it. Okay. I want you to go, yeah. Click on edit release pipeline. Edit. No, edit release means it will allow you to release edit this particular release. Okay, so we'll have to go to edit pipeline. Yeah, go to releases only. Go to releases, click on edit. Okay, so here I think we have understood about the artifacts, right? So if
Yeah.
under the artifacts, you also have an option to schedule it. Okay, similarly, how we have for the pipelines to schedule, you see schedule not set, right? Can you click on that icon? Yeah. So here, if you enable it, what it will do, it will automatically schedule this particular release in that time zone.
Okay.
Right? You can disable this for now. And then you see a small signal kind of a mark. Yeah, click on that. So it is already telling you continuous deployment trigger. Okay. So that is the schedule is based on the schedule you're giving. This will be based on the continuous deployment, like how we have the continuous integration, right? So whenever the
Yeah.
developers checks in the code in the repository, immediately that build will run, right? Similarly, whenever a new build artifact is generated for this release, what is the input? For this release, the input is your artifact, right? So whenever the artifact just gets changed, immediately this particular release has to happen. Okay, for that, this one will be there. Can you click on enable here? Yeah, the first one is for your continuous deployment trigger. Okay, so if you enable this, what will happen? Every time a new build has been generated, this particular release will be triggered automatically. Okay, and if you want to have any kind of a filters, so can you click on add button here? If you want to have a filter for the branch, okay, you can go ahead and use this. Yeah, this is the branch filter. Okay, so if you see build branch, it is telling you what branch it needs to include. Either you can include it or exclude it. Okay, so this will be useful whenever you are actually working on multiple branches. Okay, so they'll be having develop branch, they'll be having release branch, they'll be having master branch. Okay, so if it is a major release or minor release or patch release, all these things they'll be asking you to select with the branch. Okay, so release is what? Release is usually getting the changes of your product into the environment. Okay, until and unless you deploy the changes, you will not be able to see the changes in the link, right? So when they want you to deploy the changes, they will only tell you what kind of change it is. Okay, so usually whenever we are dealing with the builds, right? Let me explain you the build format that we are actually following it. Okay, so this will also be used in the repos structure for the versioning. Okay, so why are we using repos is because we are going to store our code and we also want the versioning to happen. Okay, because today whatever I change will not be the same what I'll be changing it tomorrow. Okay, so in order to track that, you will have to have a versioning number and versioning strategy built in inside your organization so that you will be clear on what is getting pushed. Okay, so for that, how will be the build versioning happening is that you will have 4 digits. Okay, 4 digits separated by dots. That is your, say for example, you are going to push your code with the build number 22.2.1.0. Okay, if that is the case, what will happen is that 22 will be your major build version. Okay, 22.1, right? Dot 1 will be your minor version. Okay, then it will be dot 1. The third digit will tell you the patch update that is happening. So it is at the patch 1. Okay, and at the last, whatever digit you see at the end, the fourth digit will be your build number. Okay, so build number is 0. Why are we following this mechanism? Is because this is the standard versioning format that most of the companies will follow. Okay, so why these segregations is because based on the change, we are segregating this. Okay, say for example, if you're including a major change, that means you did not have a purchase entire purchase section in your link. Okay, so you're going to add that purchase link, which is definitely a major change, right? That time what you will do, till now your versioning will be 22 only, right? 22.1.1.0. When you get this major change, they will change the versioning saying that 23.1.1.0. So whenever any developers or anyone who is involved in this process sees this particular number, that is 23.1.1.0, they will get to know that this particular build that we are doing is for a major change. Understood, right? It is clear, right? So similarly,
Yeah.
based on the change that they're doing, they will be incrementing that particular version. That is, if it is a major, they will change the first digit. If it is a minor change, they'll be changing the second digit. If it is a patch, it is only the patch, they'll be changing the third digit. If it is only a build, it will be very small change, they will be increasing the build number. Okay, this is how the versioning will be done. And once they do the versioning, they'll be releasing it by creating a new branch. Okay, they'll create a new release branch. It depends on companies. It is not like same thing will be followed in all the companies. Whenever you go as a DevOps engineer, the first thing that you will be given as the KT, right? They'll give you what is the organization they're using. They will give you all the accesses to the Azure DevOps and Azure Portal. Then they will tell you what is the strategy that they are following for source code management control. Okay, they'll tell you that flowchart, they'll show you that flowchart so that you will understand what are the branches that they are creating and how they are doing the releases. Okay, in that case, you will have to, if they tell you that for the minor change, you will have to select this particular branch, you will have to include that branch here for the continuous deployment trigger. Okay, clear? That is why this
Yeah.
branch filter is used. You can delete this one for now. Yeah, you can disable that. And there is one more thing called as pull request trigger. Okay, so what is this pull request trigger is that whenever you are raising a pull request, we have already seen about the pull request, right? So whenever you raise a pull request only, this particular release pipeline will go ahead and run using that particular pull request data and then see if this release pipeline will break or not. Got it, right? It is like a double confirmation.
Oh.
Once you raise a pull request itself, it will come and see if this particular release pipeline will run properly with the code change. If it runs properly with the code chain, only then that pull request will be completed, so that whatever changes you have in the branch, that branch will be merged into the main branch, which gives you a double confirmation that this deployment will not fail at all, because it has already gone into the release pipeline, got checked from the release pipeline, and then only that particular code has been pushed into the main branch. Clear, right?
Yes.
So right now what we are doing, instead of, if pull request trigger is not there, what will happen is that whatever code is there in the main branch, that only will be deploying it on the release branch, right? But when you enable pull request, before even the merge will happen to the main, it will consider the branch, like source branch. You would have created a source branch, okay, like feature one. So it will take the code from the feature branch, come to the release pipeline. It will already deploy that into the release pipeline and see if it is success or not. Only if it is success, it will merge. Then again, this particular release pipeline will run.
Oh.
Okay, so that is what is the pull request trigger. Okay, so it is already telling you, see, enabling this will create a release every time a selected artifact is available as part of the pull request workflow. Okay, so this is about both continuous deployment trigger and the pull request trigger. Okay, and if you come to the stages, you can add any number of stages, but usually the number of stages will be based on the flow that your organization is following. Okay, usually what will happen is the standard flow will be, you will have a dev stage, then you will have a QA, then you will have a prod. Okay, but many other companies will also have different naming convention, like your, for dev, they might also use pre-prod, and then they will use UAT instead of QA, and they'll be using it as prod. Okay, in that case, you will go ahead and add stages. Right now we have only a single stage. You will be adding the stages there, and then you will be deploying it to the stages. Okay, now you have the same symbol before the stage also, right? Before the dev, you have two symbols that you're seeing, right? Can you click on those symbols? Yeah, that one. So what does this is called as? It is your pre-deployment conditions. Okay. So after release, what should happen? Like, should it be a manual release or it should be a automatic release? Okay. So if it is an automatic release, that means you can select the filters. Artifact filter is there, schedule is there, pull request deployment is there. Okay. Can you click on artifact filters? Just enable this. Let's see what does it do. So what does this artifact filter will do is that whenever you're working, right, that time you will have multiple artifacts, okay, multiple artifacts that will be coming into your release pipeline. So out of those artifacts, do you want to select any particular artifact for dev stage? Because we'll be having 3 different stages, right? So for dev stage, do you want to select any particular artifacts that should be deployed? In that case, this artifacts filter will help you, and you can go ahead and select that particular artifact for this deployment. That is what it is used. Okay, right now we have only a single artifact, so it is showing you that option only when you click on add. Okay, that is for artifacts filter. You can disable that. And then schedule, we have already seen, you can enable that.
Schedule.
Yeah, this is for the schedule. And pull request deployment, this will also be based on the pull request trigger that we have enabled. Okay, right now the pull request trigger is disabled. That is why this
Yeah.
pull request deployment is not showing up.
Oh,
Okay, and then this is very important, which is the pre-deployment approvals. Okay, so before we go ahead and do this change, because what does your deployment mean? Deployment means you are pushing the newly changes to the environment, right? But for that, if it is a dev, usually we will not have approvals for dev stage. Okay, because that is for your trial and error environment only, no? So you can directly go ahead and make your changes. But for UAT and specifically for prod, what will happen is that you will have to definitely have the approvals from few of your architects. Okay, only they will go ahead and review your whole release pipeline, build pipeline, what is the artifact coming, where the artifact is coming, everything they will review. And only once they give you the approval, this particular release will trigger to that particular environment, like usually the UAT and prod environment. Got it, right? So this is also similarly like the review that we had for code. You can, for the approvers, you can select the users and you can keep the users as the approvers. Okay. And
oh,
what is the timeout? What is the different options that we have? Like within what time they'll have to approve? That is also given. Okay. Like if it is a very critical one, as soon as you raise this particular release, create this particular release, it should be approved within 1 hour. Something like that. If it is there, you can select the timeout. Okay. And
oh,
you also see the approval policies below. It has the user requesting the release or deployment should not approve it. Okay, so that is the clause you have. If you want to enable that, you can do that and revalidate the identity of approver before completing the approval. Then skip the approval if the same approver approved the previous stage. Okay, if all these applies, you can go ahead and use it based on the conditions that you want to select. Okay.
oh,
You can disable this. Let's go to the gates. So these are important. Okay, so whenever you are you say that you know Azure DevOps build and release pipelines, the question the interviewer will ask is that do you have an approval mechanism? If approval mechanism is there, how do you deal with it? Can you please explain? Okay, so that time you will have to give him an overview. This is what is the stages we have for every stage. Usually for dev, we will not have approval. For QAT and prod, we will have the approvals.
okay.
Okay, and for the gates, this gates will be used whenever you want to do the evaluation before the deployment. Okay, that means similarly like your pull request trigger. So before you actually deploy it, you are doing a pull request and doing a validation, right? So similarly, you will have this gates enabled so that you will be evaluating the deployment first. Only if it is validated and it is successful, you will be going it and deploying it.
Oh,
Okay. For that, you can add the gates under here. You have an option to add the deployment gates, right? Plus add
yeah.
button. You can add the gates there. Yeah, that is the option. Okay. So deployment gates, you can have several functions to add that, like the options that is given. So if you have created any kind of criteria and the validation checking using those functions, you can add those here and then get it enabled.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, you can click on this is for a more secured deployment. Okay, because whenever we are doing the deployment in production, we need to be very careful. So for that, we will have all these predefined checks.
oh, gotcha.
Okay.
Mhm.
And deployment queue settings. Right now, we have not mentioned any parallel deployments. Okay, in case if you're going to do a parallel deployments, you can mention what is the parallel deployments, what is the number of parallel deployments that you're doing. Okay.
Oh,
And do you want to deploy everything in a sequence, or it can be like it should take only the latest. So all those will be your deployment queue settings.
oh,
Okay, so you can close this. And there is one more icon. Yeah, click on that. This is the post deployment conditions. Okay. Before what we saw was the pre-deployment condition.
pre-deployment, yeah.
Post deployment. Why post deployment is also required is because once the deployment is also done, what is that you will have to do? Say, for example, post deployment approvals means once a deployment is done, just to validate it from the Azure portal, you will be giving the approvers. Okay. So once a deployment is complete, what will happen is they will be getting, the approvers will be getting a mail say that deployment is complete. You can validate it now. Okay. That is one scenario. Second scenario is it will be telling you your deployment is done. You can go ahead and run any other reports or any other scanning tools that you want to do for this particular deployment. Okay, so gates is also something like that, which will tell you what is the next validation that I'll have to do post deployment successful. Okay, and auto redeploy trigger will also help you to trigger this particular deployment automatically. So can you click on enable that? Because we have already seen gates, right? So let's go to this one. So here what will happen is you can select the events, like in case
and
or
the action.
help you like in case if the deployment is failed and you don't want to wait until we go ahead and manually re-trigger it, right? So maybe sometimes what happens is the deployment will fail, like the prod deployment will fail due to some connection issues also. No, so that time when you re-trigger that job, it will be successful. Okay, that time you can go ahead and use this particular option. Okay, so now I think we are clear on the release pipeline. I think we have covered all the other aspects like variables, retention, all those things we have seen. Yeah, the main conditions, pre and post deployment approvals with respect to the release pipeline is covered. Okay. So under pipelines, we are good with the build pipelines and the release pipelines. We need to look at a library also. I think we have covered, right? Under library, we have created the variable groups and we have
done that.
Yeah, we have seen how to use that also. Okay. All that is left is the environments, task groups and deployment groups. Okay. Yeah, for these environments and the deployment groups, we need to have the servers created. Okay, only when we have the servers, we can come to this option and see how to add the deployment groups. Okay. So we'll do that post creating the virtual machine in the Azure portal. Okay. Task groups is also used for using the task repetitively. Like say, for example, you know that you will be using the same Azure task with different variables in the next stage also, because that is usually happens. Okay, so for dev, we will be using one app service. For QA, we'll be using one app service. Okay, but the task that we will be using for both the stages will be same. That is your app service deployment, right? So in that type, you can go ahead and create the task group. We'll be seeing the task group also. But let's go ahead and create the virtual machine in Azure portal and come back. Okay, let me quickly check about how many minutes we have, because I have a hard stop at 10 a.m. Okay, I have a call at 10 a.m. I think we are left with 3 minutes, right? So let's
I also have some submissions.
Oh, okay. So in the next class, what we are going to do is that, so right now we are clear about the build and release pipelines, right? So next class, we'll be going to this Azure portal and we'll create the Azure virtual machine. Okay. Before that, I'll give you the overview about the few services and the understanding about the Azure services also. I think we already have a few things learned, but we'll go to the next level. We'll learn few other terms which will be generally used in Azure portal, and we will be creating the Azure virtual machine. Okay, and we'll see how to use that machine in the Azure pipeline also. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Sampath. We'll connect tomorrow.